intersection 105th and Avenue N.
Breaking news!
Last
Breaking news!
Protesters started throwing rocks.
Chicago
and you can see
has
that
people have attacked and surrounded the ICE agents. Breaking news! Breaking news! I'm trying to get this set up, everybody.
Prior to this, you did see what appeared to be Chicago police officers and some commanders there trying to have some type of a dialogue with the protesters.
This is going on in Chicago. There was some kind of accident that took place.
The crowd and maybe
breaking news. Breaking news.
Let
me see if I'm streaming.
Could possibly move their vehicles, and it was at that point that Michelle noticed that protesters started throwing rocks, and this is the end result. Earlier, we had heard that there
Let me set it up here, folks. Let me get it going.
Into the crowd because someone had thrown eggs, or some neighbors had thrown something at the agents, and now reports of rocks being thrown. And that was
That's Chicago, folks.
Right,
that's Chicago.
She has now gotten off the phone with us. They're trying to get to a safer place, of course, but we can continue to watch this picture. Fortunately, with Chopper 7 up in the air, we can still continue to
Hold on, folks. I'm trying to get it going here. Hold up.
Again, if you are just joining us here on stream, this situation has been very tense for the last, maybe about 40 minutes or so since we came on the air with this breaking situation. It started all with some type of a crash between. Again, this information is coming to us from neighbors.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. This is LanceThePI, Sacramento's #1 live streamer. This popped up on my feed. I said, let me get this out so I can share this with you guys.
SUV that was on the ground there chasing possibly a red SUV. We have no information about the occupant of the red SUV, the vehicle that they were presumably chasing. At that point,
ICE was attacked.
Something happened, and there was
ICE was attacked, and they started shooting the pepper balls at people and stuff like that.
Now, this may have been about an hour and a half.
Let me send this email out to everybody as well. Let them know we're live.
Neighbors were told, gathered at that intersection, came out with their phones. There were a number of agents on the scene. Michelle Gallardo, our crew there on the ground.
Are they gone now?
Michelle was telling us that they believe it was mostly Border Patrol agents, roughly about 50 of them to begin with, assuming that more agents might have gathered there on the ground since we started watching this at first. So it became a very tense situation between the agents, the two vehicles that had crashed, waiting to be towed away, and residents and neighbors at that intersection. And that was the story that we have been watching for the last now about 45 minutes. Ending at this point, which you were just witnessing, which is Chicago police officers responding to the scene, attempting to have some sort of a words exchange dialogue with the neighbors there, and that is when things kind of went a little bit more chaotic. Michelle saying that she saw neighbors throwing rocks and chemicals were deployed. Right now, the picture is pulled back a little bit from Chopper 7 as you watch this intersection. Obviously, you can see the protesters, the neighbors, people who were gathered dispersed quickly when that chemical was released. We're still waiting for confirmation of officially of what is happening here. We do believe there were dozens of agents on the scene. Chicago police responded, as you could see. We can see from this chopper picture earlier. The alderman of the ward is also there on site, trying to have some conversations with the people there and officials on what is happening. Michelle was able to relate to us that at least one person, possibly two, were taken into custody, and that information coming from neighbors there on the ground who described seeing the initial crash and what happened afterwards. The person who was talking to Michelle and sharing a lot of this information happened to be an Uber driver who was apparently in the neighborhood and witnessed the chase moving for quite some time, that person described, and then eventually ending in this crash. And of course, you saw that neighbors coming out to the intersection and waving. Yeah,
it looks kind of like it's over. You guys want me to rewind it and start it from the beginning?
Leading to some type of a standoff, and that basically stayed status quo.
Did we ruin the Kirk Memorial? Okay.
And then right now we're trying to reassess the situation and see what has happened here. I'm going to pause for a second, let you take a look at this live picture and see if we can reconnect with our reporter on the scene.
Karen wants me to rewind it. Anybody else? Nicole wants to rewind it. Okay, this is the live shot, but we're going to rewind it and go back to the beginning. Here we go. That's the beginning. This is the beginning. This is crazy. This is crazy. Make sure you guys share this out. Make sure you share it out. Give the live a thumbs up. All that good stuff. Apparently they said it started from a pursuit of some sort. Hey, Coley-Bug, Shannon, Mary. Is this thing out of focus? So this started in Chicago, folks. This happened in Chicago. They say ICE was trying to arrest somebody. They got in a high-speed chase, and it crashed. And then all the neighbors started coming out. You can see the car right there, the SUV-looking thing right there. I don't know if that's the ICE vehicle or the suspect's vehicle. You see the front-end damage of it. So look at this. Look at everybody's out there with their cameras going. Did an ICE agent get? Not there. I don't think. No. So look, they got enough backup, but all the people coming out to see because it was a pursuit, and they got their flags. They're supporting America flags right there. The suspect was in a red SUV. Okay, look, they got their Support America flags. That's beautiful. They supporting America. Yeah, this is started. I started from the beginning. This is not the live part. This is a recorded part of the helicopter shot overhead, and they probably are going to have some commentary here shortly. Look at that. I love it when they raise and fly their American flag, show they support. Here comes somebody else running up. What in the world happened? Bear spray. You been looking in my truck? I think it's Border Patrol is out there as well. Is Charlie Kirk's birthday today? Yep, everybody put the birthday cakes in the chat. Everybody put birthday cakes in the chat. Alright, so that's probably an ICE vehicle that got wrecked. Where's the red SUV though? Is that it right there with the windows open? Probably not, because they'd had that car surrounded. Or is that the red car in the front of it, right there in the lower left corner? He received the Medal of Honor today from President Trump. Alright, Zefree, K9, Patriot, everybody put the birthday cakes in for Charlie Kirk. It's his birthday. So for those just joining, this is Chicago. They was chasing, there it is, that must be the little SUV right there. They was chasing a car to try, and then it got into a crash. I know the little SUV didn't cause that much damage to that big SUV. There'd have been a lot more damage on that car than that, unless they hit something else. But you know, they got to get if that's the Border Patrol or the ICE agent's car, they got to get that towed away, and they got their own special tow companies. to come in. Wait till No Kings, October 18th. I don't know what's the No Kings. Look at these guys. Look at them. No respect. For those just joining, this is Chicago. ICE was in pursuit. And now the crowd, I guess the car crashed and the crowd came out. They got their Support America flags. You know, I'm glad they got their We Support America flags on scene. Yep, keep putting in birthday cakes in the chat. Where's Chicago PD at? Look, he got his paintball guns. Where's Chicago PD? Airbags deployed in that car. It's a protest? You mean those aren't Support America flags? There they go. They got their tow truck to come get that car out the way. You need to take another blood pressure pill, Karen? Okay. They got 2 tow trucks out there, looks like. Yeah, it's time to get your car and get out of there. There's no point in sticking around. It's time to get out of there. Welcome in, everybody. This is a Chicago, Illinois, where the ICE is surrounded by the community after they got into a pursuit, and I guess one of the cars crashed. I'm assuming that's an ICE agent car right there, that SUV. Don't know what it crashed into. Yep, Dickie D sure did. Put in the birthday cakes for Charlie Kirk's birthday. Yep, they told Chicago PD was told to stand down on ICE. Yeah, they sure were. And there's no Chicago PD there, except I don't know if that one guy right there talking to the tow truck might be Chicago PD. But there's no Chicago PD on scene. Suspects in custody? Okay. Is there no sound? Guess there is no sound.
Time as well with
okay,
you.
Here we go.
7
Here
is
we go.
over this scene. So this location is near 105th and Avenue N. Right now, we are following reports that there has been a car crash of some sort involving federal immigration agents. But you can see what appears to be a very large group of agents there. We believe maybe roughly about 50 agents are on scene right now. There is also a very large gathering of bystanders on the scene. Many that you can see from this picture are holding flags.
No Kings is a protest. Where's it at?
The efforts of those agents. Now, we have also seen Chicago police on the scene here. Our reporter Michelle Gallardo is there on the scene trying to work and get. All right,
they getting their gear out of that trunk there. They getting their gear because they know what they're getting ready to do.
To this situation,
they getting their helmet. Okay, so that's the car. Okay, that's the suspect vehicle there, you guys. That red SUV is the suspect vehicle.
Looking at the southeast.
Look at that guy, that tow truck driver. He's like, man, I don't want to be here.
You see several vehicles.
I don't want to be here.
We're told it was some type of a car crash involving federal agents. You see a tow truck there, some.
They know they're getting ready to send the gas. They tell everybody, okay, everybody get your helmets on, get your gas masks. We're going to deploy chemical weapons here. All right, there's a Chicago PD officer.
And estimate there are
female.
About 50 agents on scene. Lots of people there. You see people holding phones, trying to record what is happening. This is basically what we have been watching for the last few minutes, unsure exactly how long this has been going on. So Chopper 7 got on scene literally just a few minutes ago and bringing this
where's the protest going to be in Sacramento? I want to go to
that
it.
Our reporter Michelle Gallardo is on the phone with us. She is there.
Okay, so now they're like, okay, how you going to get it out of there? How's he going to get it out of there?
And what do you see?
He ain't going to be able to make that turn.
Judy, I'm at 105th and Avenue N, right at the intersection. And basically, this appears to have started about an hour ago when there was an accident right at this intersection. Apparently, the accident, from what one of the neighbors is telling me, was caused by an ICE vehicle that was chasing a red SUV, which is actually being towed away right now. I'm not sure if you're able to see that on the chopper video. In any case, what appears to have happened is that after this accident happened at the intersection, people from the neighborhood came out, and you can probably hear right now in the background the chants of ICE Go Home, but it just started to develop into an incredibly tense standoff between the people in the neighborhood and the ICE agents that have flooded the area. And I should say Border Patrol is what
buildings.
I believe most of them are from. The insignia.
There goes a couple of Chicago PD officers there. They don't have no helmets, no gas masks.
Able to tell, there do appear to be, from what
they have to do the accident report, so they're doing the accident report
on the ground here. So far, it's
he's got the paperwork for the tow truck, because you got to do a tow truck report.
Most of the
so they're the ones doing the accident report,
the
probably.
In the crowd reporting the agents, and the agents basically just
Paulina just subscribed. Thank you.
Without really doing anything. They've had their weapons pointed down. They did deploy at some point what appeared to be pepper bullets.
Look, they got their we support American flags right there.
This, but we're told that at least one person from the neighborhood was arrested and taken away after a confrontation. But again, we were not able to witness that confrontation or that arrest.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. This is LanceThePI, Sacramento's #1 live streamer. We're here watching the live stream of the ICE agents under attack.
Arrived on the scene about 15 minutes ago. We've not been able to speak to him. He's been trying to get a handle on the situation. CPD is on the scene, but they've not really gotten involved. They've been here more as traffic control, blocking off the streets from circulation while the tow trucks come in to remove the vehicles. Those tow trucks are here right now, and we're assuming that once the vehicles that were impacted are removed,
neither one can move. The yellow one can't pick up the ICE car, and the one with the red can't get out of there.
Situation here, Judy, on the east side at 105th and Avenue N.
Michelle, stay with me here on the phone. We are taking a look at this live picture of Chopper 7 up in the air, so we can see that red SUV.
Man, if I was young and in good shape,
truck that is now
I'd go work for ICE. That would be fun.
Scenario again. So according to what a neighbor is telling you, this accident was caused by possibly.
Okay, so they got him out the way. The one with the red truck out the way.
Red SUV.
Yes, Judy, what this person told me, he lives in the neighborhood, but he's also an Uber driver, and he tells me that he was in his vehicle when he basically.
That's what I'm saying, Patriot. You got to love how the U.S. flag is being flown. Way to go.
The Border Patrol vehicle actually hit him as they were chasing this red SUV. It appears that they.
If I was young and in shape,
may have been going on for a while. He said that they were going around the block. And that, you know, the accident simply just came to
check out his backing
exactly
skills.
Where we are
now.
He's
backing skills. He's got to back it up.
And that was involving that red SUV and a white, I believe it's an Expedition, that was the Border Patrol vehicle. So I could take a look at it just to,
America Pride. You're right.
To identify exactly.
You're right. This is not live. This is pre-recorded. But it just happened, so we just rewound it to the beginning.
That apparently was chasing that red SUV.
USA.
Who the driver of that red SUV
Lynn says, "Are you saying you support what Trump is doing?" I don't know,
again,
Lynn.
This,
you tell me.
Uber driver, resident of the area, just
check out this tow truck. Do you think that tow truck driver is supporting what's going on right now?
He was also driving to get home here to his neighborhood.
And Michelle, could I ask you?
Because if he didn't support it, he would be like, "No, I'm not picking up no ICE truck."
And confirmed by officials yet. Was this neighbor able to tell you anything about the occupant of that red SUV or how many people were in it?
No,
I guess I'm supposed to stay neutral.
Any information at all about that? The only additional
I love the American flags out there being flown.
The one person who was arrested. He said that person was beaten up before being taken away and put into one of the other Border Patrol vehicles that was here. We were able to see the vehicle where we were told he was in, but we did not, the windows are tinted out and we were not actually able to see whether there was, in fact, somebody inside.
Karen, I believe that more tow truck drivers are killed. Yeah, that's a dangerous job.
You can see right now from the chopper.
You're dealing with traffic, you're dealing with heavy equipment.
Is being loaded onto the tow truck now, so it probably won't be long before it is taken out. And
here we go with one of them Karens, folks.
Diffuses itself.
If you don't get your way, you don't agree, you have to
exactly right.
cancel. That don't make no sense.
7, this live picture of that white SUV belonging to the agents being loaded onto the back of that tow truck. And Michelle, again, you're our eyes and ears right there on the ground. You're describing roughly about 50 agents, and you believe most of them are Border Patrol agents?
It does appear that way, at least from what I've been able to see. I did try and do a rough count earlier, and I stopped when I was close to 50, but I still had not finished it. So I do believe it's at least that amount. And just based on, again, the uniforms that I'm looking at, I'm just able to see that it's mostly, it says Border Protection. I also have U.S. Customs and Border Protection.
They're trying right now to get them cars out the way so they can get in their cars and leave. That's the whole point, because there's nothing for them to do.
Here on the ground,
there's nothing for them to do. You know what I'm saying? They're not arresting nobody. All they're doing is protecting vehicles.
To pause our coverage here on stream. We will be right back and continue our coverage of this breaking situation in a few minutes.
Because it's time to leave. It's time to get out of there. There's nothing going on. There's no people that they're trying to arrest. They're just now the car is leaving. Okay, we can exfil now. Let's exfil and get out of here. Now look at this guy. He's testing his backing skills. Apparently that was the car that they were chasing, and it crashed. So we're watching what's going on in Chicago, folks. This is Chicago. ICE was in pursuit, ended up crashing into one of their vehicles, and I believe they crashed into that vehicle. So what happened?
Live from Chicago.
Agents at the scene right now from our reporter that is on the scene telling us
cars are gone.
A large gathering of bystanders on the scene, many of whom appear to be protesting the efforts of those agents. Now, we are told at the scene on the ground there that at one point federal agents deploy what appear to be pepper bullets. Our crews at the scene
I didn't see the pepper bullet part. Did you guys see that?
Might have been taken into custody.
All right, Mary.
Confirmation yet from officials there on the ground. This is coming to us from neighbors who have gathered.
If I was young and in shape, I would be right there with them.
Chicago police on the scene, but we're also told at this point that they're not necessarily involved in any of the activities there, but Chicago police are on the scene. Tow trucks have arrived to remove the two vehicles involved in the crash. It was a red SUV.
They got somebody in custody.
SUV. Right now you're looking.
They got somebody in custody.
Moving, on this intersection, a very fluid situation that we're told. Again, about 50 federal agents on the ground there. Our reporter who is there on the ground believe most of them may be Border Patrol agents. agents. Chicago police are on the scene. The alderman for that ward is also.
Look, he's holding somebody up against the car.
Of course, we will continue to monitor what is happening.
Is that person handcuffed?
Latest this afternoon on Eyewitness News at 4. But
look, why are you arresting him? Get back! Why are you arresting him?
We will join you there.
You about to get it, lady.
In the ABC 7 newsroom. I'll see you at 4.
Look, got one right there. He got you. He got him. He must have did something. He violated some federal law.
Good afternoon, everybody.
He violated some federal law. And guess what? He's going to get some federal time. And where's the Chicago PD? They told him to stand down.
On the southeast side of Chicago, that is a live picture that we have been following now for the last half an hour or so. We believe what you're looking at, and I'm seeing this picture along with you, is an arrest of some sort, someone being taken into custody at this intersection. This situation has been going on for the last hour or so. We do have a crew there on the scene. They've had to move to a different location. So we will check in with Michelle Gallardo coming up as soon as we can, have her back on the phone with us. So I will walk you through
live action, folks. Live action in Chicago.
This is happening at the intersection of 105th and Avenue.
I'm too old, broke down now.
There, and a live picture from Chopper 7.
I'm too old and broke
down. Came in
down.
as a report of a car crash involving federal immigration agents. We also heard from neighbors on the scene that possibly it was a white SUV with federal agents that might have been chasing a red SUV, and somehow a crash happened at.
And how do they already have signs ready to go and their flags ready to go to protest?
Watching on the scene, many of whom
there must be some app or something that says where they're at. Everybody get over there.
Holding signs and flags. Were also told at the scene that at one point federal agents deployed what appeared to be pepper bullets. Again, these are accounts coming from witnesses on the scene and neighbors who live near that area. Our crews at the scene was told that at least one person was taken into custody, and that was prior
Portland
to
100 days ago was crazy and unreal, the footage.
Another person
I need to look that up.
Being taken into custody. We're also told that Chicago police are on the scene. They have responded. They don't appear to be, from what we could see, involved in the actions and the activities, but they are on the scene. Just a few minutes ago, we did see.
Look, they don't have no protective gear.
Away the red
they don't have no gas masks and helmets.
Being chased by federal agents, and also the white SUV, presumably occupied by federal agents. Both vehicles were being towed away. But right now, what you're looking at is essentially a standoff of some sort. We're told after this crash, which might have happened about.
Look at their American flags. Go USA. Hey, Tyra Fry, welcome in. Make sure you guys that are new here, you subscribe to the channel. And hit that bell notification.
And then eventually leading to this type of a standoff that you are watching right now. Federal agents on the scene, we believe to be, many of them believed to be Border Patrol agents. Our
Antifa handbook, yeah. Did you guys watch my live stream of the big meeting that Trump had with all the reporters that was attacked by Antifa? They've got safe houses. They're like a military organization. Look at them. They lined up. Everybody got their protective gear on. Look, let's get ready to get out of here, folks. Let's get ready to get out. Because we don't need to be here no more. There's no reason for us to be here. Let's exfil. Let's exfil. Let's go. Let's mount up. Let's get out of here. Yeah, K9, they are. And it may not even have been gas. It might have just been smoke, just to spook people. It might have been smoke to spook people. Because another thing too is, when you're deploying the gas, you deploy the smoke as well, and that helps disperse the gas into the air. But a lot of it's just psychological. It's just smoke. Like I see a couple agents with no gas mask on, right there. He don't got no gas mask on. Tyre Fry just became a member. Welcome to the family, Tyre. Welcome to the family. I don't have my sound card here. It's in the truck. Or C3. I don't know what C3 is. Look at that. People coming up. Got their American flags flying. Nick saved his flag and Tommy defended him. I call Tommy America's first. Okay. Jay says all manufactured drama. Somebody let them all those people know what was going on so they just show up. So they got notification somehow. You was a member before? JD says he knew this would happen. Yeah. I mean, this nation was founded on people protesting, wasn't it? They didn't like the government, and they uprose to get their independence. So it's not unusual.
All right, I am rejoining you, everybody. This is Judy Sue in the ABC 7 newsroom as we continue to watch this live situation unfolding on the city's southeast side. I was just checking with my producer to get more information for you and see if we can check in with our reporter. Michelle Gallardo is on the phone with us right now, joining us on the scene. She is there on the ground at this intersection. Michelle, I'm going to toss it back to you and walk us through what is happening right now.
Shirley, just in the last 5 to 10 minutes, there was, as I mentioned earlier, it appeared that maybe once the vehicles were towed, this confrontation, the standoff could end.
Yeah, K9, yep, they got the American flag. Look at them. They got two American flags tied together.
I was able to see this personally. My photographer, Mark Urban, did. He said that the people in the crowd were threw something at the agents. One of the residents said they've been throwing eggs, and that prompted a response from the agents, who then launched tear gas into the crowd. At that point,
I didn't see that.
I got a safe distance away. So did my photographer, and we waited a few minutes for that to clear up before approaching the scene once again. At the moment, we seem to be back to that tense standoff of before the tear gas was launched. But again, it just seems like this could continue on for a while at this point, unless until the agents decide to leave.
Everybody's had uprisings. There's really no nations that didn't. People were not happy with what the government was doing,
may still be
and they uprose.
Because,
that's just the way it is.
Some of these vehicles are still being cleared out of the way, but this standoff continues, and agents again launching tear gas at some of the people in the area who appear to have thrown eggs at them. We did see somebody being taken down.
But I'm assuming that those are all organized people, because how did they know where it is and to show up with your flags and your signs?
Eggs or something else at the agents. But so far, that is the situation here on the east side, too.
And Michelle, we can see from this chopper a picture that the lines of agents and, of course, the neighbors and the protesters right there. Are you able to hear? We can tell that there are words being exchanged. Is it more yelling and chanting? Is there any sort of official dialogue going on between?
They got a drone up now. You see that drone?
There?
They got the drone up.
There really doesn't appear to be, but I'm probably about half a block away, simply because after the tear gas was launched, in order to be able to get back on the phone with you, I decided it was best to stay a little bit downwind of any potential future tear gas deployments.
Absolutely understand, and safety is paramount. But let me ask you, since you are about half a block away, are you continuing to see people walking towards that intersection?
Yes, there
Fresno
are
is
most
supposedly
certainly
one of
people that
the
are still
no
walking
kings they have
towards
across the
area.
country. Okay.
When the tear gas was initially launched, as you can imagine, that caused a lot of the people that were here to scatter in different directions. A lot of those people are coming back. Others do seem to be arriving. So at this point, it's even difficult to know how many are from. I would say the most of them are from the neighborhood, but I feel that
No.
there's a lot of people that are arriving
They're
from
coming
other
to the-
parts
they're
of the
coming
city
to the
now,
city. They're
especially
coming.
since this has been live streamed on many social media platforms for over an hour, and so we're now seeing an influx of other people arriving in the area as well.
And Michelle, I do also want to make sure that you are okay, because you mentioned that tear gas deployment. Are you okay? Our photographer there on the scene?
Yes, Mark and I are both okay, Judy. Thank you for asking. Mark and I were on opposite sides of the street when this happened. He was
The capital area?
very smartly
Yeah, I
in the
will.
right area to be completely downwind of the tear gas and was not impacted at all. And I simply basically ran one block down and around the corner to get away from it, and just came back when it was.
Yeah, this
cleared up.
it's probably about 30 minutes behind. We rewound it to the beginning so we could see the whole thing that broke off.
And trying to bring us the details as they have it, of course. Michelle, since I still do have you on the phone, walk us through again when you first got on scene and you were able to talk to some neighbors and some witnesses there on the scene, and describe to us what
Manual,
exactly.
yep.
Judy,
That's what they
wait
do.
1 second. I see Chicago police are arriving.
Chicago's like, we can't do
nothing.
We can't do nothing. We're
right
supporting
now,
you.
It appears
We can't do
there might
nothing.
be,
We support you.
someone in command, from what
I don't
can
got nothing
see,
to do with what they're
approaching
doing.
the
That's the
area.
saying.
I'm not
I
sure
don't
if
got
this is
nothing
an
to do with
attempt
what they're doing.
to start dispersing
That's
the
what that's
crowd.
what he's saying.
But we have just in the last few seconds seen Chicago police, who had remained at bay, now starting to put themselves in the middle of the. Oh God!
Stuff is
are
coming.
starting to throw rocks. We're
And
going to
guess
get
what?
away from the scene right now.
Guess what? You start
Okay,
throwing
Michelle, you
stuff.
take care of yourself. I'm
They
gonna
getting
let
ready
you
to
get off
get
the
you.
phone. We really appreciate it. Get to a safe place. So what
See,
you're
there's
watching,
the
what you
smoke.
continue to watch is exactly what Michelle has been describing.
It could catch that car on fire, buddy.
And Avenue N.
He's backing his
last
car
Michelle
up.
said his protesters started throwing rocks, and you can see that there is some chemical being deployed right there at this intersection. Just prior to this, you did see what appeared to be Chicago police officers and some commanders there trying to have some type of a dialogue.
Okay, so look at their car. Look, they're ex-felon.
It would seem that they were trying to disperse the crowd.
Exfil, get in
and
your
maybe
cars, let's
usher
go.
them, off the street so that the agents could possibly move their vehicles. And
Get in
it
your
was at
cars,
that
let's go.
point,
But as soon as you open that
that
door,
Michelle noticed
your
that
car is going to be
protesters
full
started
of
throwing rocks,
gas.
This is the end result.
And you got to be
Earlier,
careful
we
driving
had
out
heard
so
that
you don't
there
hit nobody too,
were
because you
pepper
can't really
balls being
see.
sprayed into the crowd because someone had thrown eggs, or some neighbors had thrown something at the agents, and now reports.
He's like,
of
"Let's go,
rocks
let's
being
go,
thrown."
get out of here,
And
let's
that was
go,
coming from Michelle, a reporter
let's go.
right there on the ground.
Look, they're
She
bailing
has
out.
now gotten
They're getting
off
out of
the phone
there.
with us. They're trying to get to a safer place, of course, but we can continue to watch. This
C3 is
picture.
pepper gas. Okay.
Fortunately, with Chopper 7 up in the air, we can still continue to monitor what is happening here. Again, if you are just
Hey,
joining
if you're
us here
throwing
on
bottles
screen,
and
this
rocks at me,
situation
you
has
need
been
to be
very
pepper
tense
sprayed.
for the last,
There it is.
well, maybe about 40 minutes or
Look,
so.
they're all
since we've
gone
been
now.
on the air
They got out of there.
with this breaking situation. It started all with some type of a crash between. Again, this information is coming to us from neighbors on the
They
ground.
bailed out. They're getting out of
Nothing
there.
has been officially
They're getting out of
confirmed,
here.
But we believe this started with a crash involving a federal agent's vehicle, a white SUV that was on the ground there, chasing possibly a red SUV. We have no information about the occupant of the red SUV, the vehicle that they were presumably chasing. At that point, something happened, and there was an accident.
Look, right
that was
there is where it
caused there
happened.
at
They're
this
all
intersection
gone.
that you're
Look,
watching at 100th
like it never
and
happened.
Avenue N. Now, this may have been about an hour and a half ago when this crash happened. Quickly, neighbors were told.
Yeah, Manuel, that would be
at
cool.
That intersection came out with their phones. There were a number of agents on the scene. Michelle Gallardo, our crew there on the ground, believe that they Michelle was telling us that they believe it was mostly Border Patrol agents, roughly about 50 of them to begin with, assuming that
Look, you
more
knew had
agents
to
might
know
have,
what was going on.
gathered
If
there
you already
on the
got a
ground since we
helmet
started
and a
watching this
body
first.
protecting.
So it became a very
Yep.
tense situation between the agents, the two vehicles that had crashed, waiting to be towed away, and residents and neighbors at that intersection. And that was the story that we have been watching for the last now about 45 minutes. Ending at this point, which you were just witnessing, which is Chicago police officers responding to the scene, attempting to have some sort of a words exchange dialogue with the neighbors there, and that is when things kind of went a little bit more chaotic. Michelle saying that she saw neighbors throwing rocks and chemicals were deployed. Right now, the picture is pulled back a little bit from Chopper 7 as you watch this intersection. Obviously, you can see the protesters, the neighbors, people who were gathered dispersed quickly when that chemical was released. We're still waiting for confirmation of officially of what is happening here. We do believe there were dozens of agents on the scene. Chicago police responded, as you could see. We can see from this chopper picture earlier. The alderman of the ward is also there on site, trying to have some conversations with the people there and officials on what is happening. Michelle was able to relate to us that at least one person.
Oh, you streamed it,
possibly
Manuel?
two,
Okay,
were
cool.
taken into custody, and that information coming from neighbors there on the ground who described seeing the initial crash and what happened afterwards. The person who was talking to Michelle and sharing a lot of this information happened to be an Uber driver who was apparently in the neighborhood and witnessed the chase moving for quite some time, that person described, and then eventually ending in this crash. And of course, you saw that neighbors coming out to the intersection and waving flags and signs. That's what we could see, leading to some type of a standoff, and that basically.
All right, folks, that's going to be it. That's the end. It's pretty much over at this point. And so we are going to end this stream. I want to thank everybody for coming in and watching. And, you know, we're going to start doing this a lot more often if you guys are cool with it. When stuff pops off and I'm not out in the streets, I'm going to share it with you live here. And so appreciate you guys coming in, watching, sharing, commenting, donating, subscribing, all that good stuff. It's greatly appreciated. So I'll be streaming later tonight out in the streets of Sacramento. Hopefully we get some action. I think it's still raining.